Salut YouTube. C'est l'heure de la dernière princesse qu'on n'a pas encore vue. Let's go. La question c'est comment on va... on va retourner voir une princesse qu'on avait déjà vue plusieurs fois. La question étant que je ne me souviens même plus comment on accède à celle-ci, donc je vais aller voir ça de suite. Les enfants, ne bougez pas. On va trouver.
The blade.
Hop.
The daughter. Don't let it. Good. You're still listening to reason. She's so focused on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? That giant nut.
The blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. The blade.
Thank you.
Against your will be fine. Don't know what you're hoping.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Oh, have you...
You know. Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. Holy shit, though she's unarmed.
Nous déglingue,
The sharp blade slash. We can still turn this around.
There.
Are you serious? You lacked the will to finish the job. The princess. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do?
She plants her foot on your chest, and then she brings her knee. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Tower. Bon.
Your honor, you're here.
On y va. On l'a déjà vu plusieurs fois, donc je risque de passer pas mal de dialogue. Hein.
Just agree. Risk. So, if that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is larger and.
On va pas mettre ça là.
Why do we feel so? We don't feel.
Je prends la lame. Je vais dans le basement.
You weren't. We need to get. Should we? It doesn't.
On y va.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting. The princess towers over you. The chain is nothing to her.
The little bird has returned to me. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such... Drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
Qu'un horreur va la nuit, j'ai une alerte info foudre, grêle, rafale. Ah oui, quand même.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
Bon, c'est bon, c'était pas si catastrophique.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her?
Pigacho, never mind.
Worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
Ça suffit.
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
D'accord.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
J'avais oublié ça.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Rester agenouillé ici pour toujours.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two souls forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What?
Out of context, Hollow Knight.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Mais non.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Allez.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive.
Allez, on se laisse pas faire cette fois.
But you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs.
Mais ça suffit le simple là, la victime.
It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Quel enfer.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
Ta gueule.
Heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen.
Heroic
Stop her
one.
from killing you.
C'est la première fois qu'il admet. Attendez, j'ai la cam qui cache, mais c'est la première fois qu'il admet la voix du héros comme ayant sa propre identité.
I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Non.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
J'irais mieux si elle nous laissait lui bouffer le nez. J'attendais cette réaction encore.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept.
C'est vrai.
A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy. Take it.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
No.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling
Allez.
to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her
Ow.
ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
Bizarre.
We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I
Ça y est, il en a eu marre.
actually strike me. You heathen!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes
d'accord.
out, knocking you off your feet.
Attendez, il y a eu un problème là. Listen, you worm, you defiler. Voilà, ver de terre, insignifiant. Tu ne connais pas les conséquences de ta propre arrogance.
There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I
bear to watch this. The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Héros est trop chill, oui.
Your final thoughts. You
Des fois, ouais, il est vraiment...
I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark.
Là, lui, il pense... Mine de rien, même lui pense que si... Même quand on meurt, le monde est sauvé. Alors du coup, même à lui, il y a des règles qui lui échappent.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
What?
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. You'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed.
Tu nous as presque fait tuer, c'est vrai.
He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? This is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been in. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been.
Oui, c'est vrai.
This is all different, isn't it?
Yes.
La musique est vénère, hein, ouais.
Give me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here,
c'est vraiment des gamins, ça me termine. C'est vraiment des gros gamins.
This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Vous devriez m'écouter quand il faudra faire un choix, parce que ça suffit les conneries avec l'autre. Voilà.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time, repeatedly.
Ils savent tous les deux que c'est de lui que je parle, c'est ça qui est incroyable.
It doesn't count.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here. I don't think that's ever going to change. The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe si on atteint ce point de non-retour? Genre si je reste là et que je fais rien.
Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I could just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there. It doesn't matter because we're going to win. Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Ok. Oh, les bruits quand on marche.
All on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess in the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Alors.
Cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof.
On est dans un cercle des enfers là, c'est pas possible.
Starlight.
Ah, bah oui, on est littéralement dans un cercle des enfers. On a tué une divinité, c'est devenu un démon. Elle est partie dans les enfers. C'est peut-être ça le délire. C'est pour ça que la deuxième route, c'est par The Adversary, parce que The Adversary, c'est déjà un démon.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
C'est bien de la chair, hein. J'avais des doutes, mais...
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. A pristine blade perched on
On est dans Diablo, c'est fini.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Le miroir.
Mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal. Just to tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but I'm not going to waste time
Drama queen
with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it. Take the blade from the pedestal. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you?
Ah,
how strange. It's a bit grimy. What clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real. No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the...
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already.
Smash or passe le miroir.
The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter. Aside from...
C'est la première fois qu'on a cette option, non? J'ai peur.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door into the basement.
De briser le miroir comme ça, je suis pas sûr.
Scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so
ouais.
angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
It's our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying. We've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important.
Allez.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it.
Okay.
It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
J'ai pas envie de recommencer si c'est une connerie de lui parler, mais je vais lui demander ce qui lui est arrivé.
You happened, but none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
She bounds across the room,
Voilà.
her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Ah ouais.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Bon, c'était une connerie de lui parler, hein, du coup, mais... Attends, mais du coup, il se passe quoi si... Non.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
With a horrifying squelch,
Ça change rien.
you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make... Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Quel design de fou quand même, c'est clair.
And there's that mirror again.
Bon.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
It's you. Bah voilà. C'était rapide comme rencontre avec The Fury. C'est allé vite. Elle est arrivée, elle nous a marché dessus, terminé. Ciao. Ah, what do you think? J'étais en train de chercher l'option.
She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
C'est quoi si je lui dis que j'ai envie de rester ici?
If you need time, then I will wait with you.
Désolé, j'arrête pas de sauvegarder, mais il y a des choix qui m'intéressent.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
FF, le jeu a crash.
You have returned to me.
Ah non, c'était fait exprès!
I never left your side.
Je me disais, ou alors c'est fait exprès, c'est fait exprès. Excusez-moi, le jeu est en train de revenir. Je me disais, ça a crash à un drôle de moment quand même. Non, non, c'est parce que c'était pas un crash, tout simplement. Du génie. C'est du génie.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
C'est trop fort. Bah du coup ça nous a débloqué un succès au passage. Allez, les enfants. Sur cette sur ce petit génie de méta-story. Je vous fais des gros bisous. On aura rencontré la dernière princesse, ce qui fait que dans les prochains épisodes, on va faire de la vraie chasse au succès. Vous avez hâte, hein? J'espère. Allez, des bisous.